point and actually read it.
Hi, it's been a while. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily and this is the Astro Library. Wow, hi! It's been quite a bit of time since we sat down and talked like this. Now, I may have been gone for a month and a half, but I was still doing sprints and I was still like in the comments, but it's been a hot minute since I've sat down and just talked to a camera like this for a long form video. I have to say, it's a little odd. I actually had to record this video because the first time I did it, there was some audio issues and I don't think the mics were synced up because I was using my lav mic. And if that just doesn't go to show, just tell you how out of practice I've been with this. And you might be wondering, Emily, where the hell were you for a month and a half? So I don't know if you actually saw the community post or if I just disappeared off the face of the earth for you in a bit. I was facing severe burnout in making long form videos. I decided that if I was going to survive and sustain this in any capacity, I needed to take some time off. I was debating a week to 2 weeks and then I settled on a month, but it's really been like a month and a half since I last done this. I have to say it was very much needed. I didn't realize how close and how much I was burning myself out until I took a step back because there's just so many spinning plates that I had to balance and do because if you don't know, I've said it before, but I'm dissertating. My last video was actually all about that. As a PhD student, at some point in your career, you're just told to write a whole dissertation, to turn everything you've learned into new original research after you've been like a student for all your life and now all of a sudden you're asked to be the expert and how you don't ever feel like you're an expert. And even as you're like writing these papers, they're like, no, that's not good enough. You need to do something else. You need to do something better. You need to come up with your own terms. It's so frustrating and scary and takes a lot of mental power. And I don't want to get into that fully here because that's not what this video is about. Though let me know if you do want a video about that. I'm more than happy to tell you about my woes with being a PhD student and how I love it and hate it. But in doing that and having to find the time to write and research and read and then rewrite, that takes up so much time. But life is also happening at the same time. I'm having friends who want to do things and events that I want to go to, and my dad wanted some help working on the house, and it's just all of these things that are happening and there's only so much time. And on top of that, I'm also working and trying to pay bills and life just got really hard to manage everything. It felt like there was never enough time in a 24-hour day that I felt like I was being pulled apart at the seams trying to do it all. And so something had to give and something had to be put down, and I was thinking about what, and the thing that had to be put down the most was this. Because as much as I have been loving making videos and I love reading books, I've always been a huge reader in my life, there's something about turning it into content and engaging with social media that was really draining lately. Goes without saying that this is very intrinsically tied to how social media in our world has kind of been working lately. I'm sure I don't need to tell you this, but every time we open social media and every time we open literally anything on the internet, it's just awful. People are at their worst and being horrible to each other. It's a new thing on the news every day of people dying, of people being mistreated, of human rights being violated and people laughing about it. It's so hard to exist on the internet right now in any form of positivity. And that's not to say that this doesn't like exist on the internet. It does, but it's hard when that's a minority. And I know we don't usually talk about this kind of stuff on this channel. We tend to stick to books, but just because we're not talking about it doesn't necessarily mean it doesn't exist. And it's kind of hard, especially for me and the area that my research takes me, to ignore that kind of stuff. And it's a lot of pressure. And it doesn't doesn't help that as I was making videos and as I'm like having to engage with social media to do that, to work within YouTube and its algorithm, that I just began to feel very stagnant in my content. Everything that I was doing felt the same. I had to really work with the YouTube algorithm that is entirely unhealthy for anyone. Like, for those of you who don't make videos, what YouTube wants you to do in order to push your videos out, for them to be successful, you have to be not only consistent, but niched in. To get any sort of numbers, you have to be posting like every day. YouTube wants you, if not multiple times a week at the very least. It wants you to be having the right amount of SEO or search optimized titles and thumbnails and descriptions. It wants you to engage with every little person's video. It wants you to compete against yourself. When you upload a video, it will literally rank itself against your other uploads, with a 10 out of 10 for being the absolute worst video that you've uploaded compared to the last 10 videos you did. Or it will be a 1 out of 10, the best of the videos. And it will say, oh, your video didn't perform well. Try changing this. Try changing this title. Try changing your thumbnail. Upload 3 thumbnails and test them with 3 different titles, and keep posting and keep doing this, and don't do the same thing every time. You have to try this, but you should also fit yourself into a little niche, because this is the niche that seems to be the most popular in. And it's really, really hard, especially for someone like me who never has wanted to fit into a mold of like what I'm supposed to be or what I'm supposed to like or enjoy or talk about. That's never been me. I've always been the person who's wanted to do things my own way and to talk about the things I want to talk about and to read the things I want to talk about, not being afraid whether or not someone's going to necessarily take that the right way. And so any video I made became a numbers game. I would have these ideas like, oh, it would be really fun to do this video or this video. I would catch myself stopping myself in thinking, oh, this is not going to perform well. No one's going to like this. No one's going to comment on this. Any creative experimentation felt like it was going to be too risky to do. Putting out these videos that I thought people wanted or that I thought were going to do well, and then still failing. And it just got to the point that I was thinking, what the hell is the point of this anymore? I'm not having fun. So why am I doing this? And so I took a step back, decided that if I wasn't having fun, that I needed to reevaluate whether or not I wanted to continue doing this. Because why? Why would I continue doing something that would make me miserable? I had to think, like, what did I want to do with this channel? Because I had made a lot of friends. I still love reading. YouTube had not robbed me of that, despite it trying its most in trying to take away reading. If I wanted to continue making content, or if I wanted to maybe just let the channel die and move on with my life and focus on the many other things I needed to focus on. And so I did just that. I decided to give myself a month without thinking about this channel, really. So when I let that go, just instead focused on things that I was enjoying, I have to say, this month and a half was great. I read 7 books. I didn't tell anyone a single thing about them. I just read, and I devoured them. I read the first 2 books in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. I took one to the beach and read. I've been listening to the Will Trent series by Karen Slaughter on audiobook, and I devoured 5 of those. I've been reading sequels, buying books, and generally not having to worry about picking a camera up and telling anyone that I read them or what I was thinking exactly in that moment. It was great. I'm eyeing the other books in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. You see they're all on my shelf there waiting for me to get to them. I also bought a Switch 2 because Ocarina of Time was officially announced, and I need that remake of my life dearly. It was my very first Zelda game, and I wasn't gonna miss out. But also, I discovered Picopia and have been playing a ridiculous amount of that game. I'm currently trying to get every area to level 10. I am so far halfway there. I worked on my dissertation. I got some really good feedback on my latest draft. I have outlined my next chapter that I'm gonna work on. I won an award for one of my essays that came with a monetary prize and a pretty prestigious recognition where I could actually get to give a presentation on my essay that was gonna happen sometime in the fall or winter. I started making a TBR game based on a video game franchise that I adore and love and obsessed with, and I'm having so much fun thinking of all the prompts, characters, and things associated with that. It's taken a lot of time and research, and I've been having so much fun building the notion for it. And the entire time I was doing those things, not thinking about the channel, I also kind of missed it. And so the month and a half is over, and I asked myself, do you want to keep doing this? The answer is yeah, I'm not done. In July, this channel hit 3 years and I didn't say anything, but I was thinking about when I started this channel and how it was always something I wanted to do for years. I'm talking 2018, my first year of my master's program. I had a friend, we were talking about the kind of like silly little projects we want to do. She wanted to start like a food blog. I wanted to do this. I wanted to make a booktube and talk about books because I love books so much. I have since I was a little kid, and I love talking about them and sharing and getting to geek out about books and stories with people. YouTube was always this thing where you could see that happening and see these communities being built. I remember the amount of fun I had making those first few videos, seeing the channel grow and seeing you guys engage with my fun little videos. One of my favorite videos I ever made was my Dark Rise vlog, where I read book 1 and book 2 together, and we were all theorizing what the hell is gonna happen in book 3. That's still not out, mind you. And getting to talk about fan fiction and video games. It's just things I love with you guys and that you also enjoyed, and seeing people like love my Danmei videos, even though no one was really reading Danmei. It was great. It was so much fun. And I want to have that fun again on this channel. So damn it, I'm gonna do it again. So welcome to the new era of the channel. There's gonna be no more worries about stats or views or YouTube Studio. I'm not touching that thing anymore. I'm just gonna upload videos that I think are fun, that are about the books that I'm loving, about the books that I'm hating. We're gonna go back to doing spoiler vlogs because I want to tell you all the thoughts that I have about a book and all the characters and the stupid decisions they may or may not be making. I want to have fun on the internet and have a space where it is safe to talk about these serious things, but also a space where we can just have some joy in life again without worry about being cringe or seen or whatever the fuck people are worried about these days. I just want to be here and to be who I am without worrying of what I should be as a content creator. And part of that is strengthening the community here on this channel. So also in my community post, I had talked about and posted that the Discord has been revived. It is still under the same name as our once dead book club. That is not being revived. That's not changing. But Pages in Stardust is still alive, and it is now open for everyone with a kind of new model of being community based. There's still things like Buddy Reads there, and anytime I talk about that, and for that hidden project I was telling you guys about, that's also listed there, but more on that later because I'm not ready to share about that TBR game just yet. I still have some work to do, so keep your eyes peeled. There will be a video about that. And I'm also gonna make sure I'm more active on there and chat with you guys. I'm gonna do things like questions of the week. There's places for you to share your hauls and what you're currently reading, and I'm also gonna make sure I'm present and responding and interacting, and also trying to make sure it's still alive. I'm also bringing back the Instagram from its watery grave and trying to commit to posting there once a week and sharing things I'm reading, and of course even potentially making some short form content that I think could be really fun and creative and engaging. But for sure, I want to be more present. I want to be more active, and again, just focus on the fun things and forget the rest. And part of that is going to be the mid-year wrap-ups that I kind of missed in my break. So this is the first in a series of videos. The mid-year freakout tag, that's gonna be our next video. And we're also going to have a mid-year book haul for all the things that I kind of did buy while I wasn't talking to you guys, because I had a friend come and got so many new treasures. So be on the lookout for that one too. And I'm going to wrap that little mini series up with a actual reading vlog. Hello, we're coming back strong, and it's gonna be focusing on the books that I was supposed to have read by May, and it's currently August. So things are going swell. So join me in this new era of the channel in making the internet fun again, in enjoying what we're making, in enjoying what we're reading, and shit talking the things we don't. But if you're still watching and if you've made it this far into the video, go ahead and leave me a little celebration emoji. And if you like this video, remember to leave a thumbs up and a comment down below. Let me know what you were reading in the last month and a half. What have you loved? What have you hated? One thing that I have loved, the first book in the Will Trent series, because it was nothing at all like I was expecting. And one thing I was kind of disappointed by was Hello Trouble by Kelsey Haas. Have issues with what I was promised and what was delivered. That's neither here nor there, maybe another video. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up here. I hope you guys enjoyed, that you stuck around. I hope you missed me maybe, and if not, that's okay. But I'm back. I will see you guys next week with another video. But have a good rest of your day, everyone. I'll see you later. Bye!